everyone. Amy Wood, joined by Dr. Cedrek McFadden, our 70s medical expert, as we bust open the myths when it comes to mask
Yes.
wearing. We're going to tackle 6 myths. So we're going to start off with the first one, which is you don't need to wear a mask.
Yeah. So we probably had a lot of inconsistent and very confusing stories and reports when this initially started in March, that both the CDC and the WHO said different things about whether you should be wearing these masks or not. And a lot of that was stemmed by the fact that very small numbers of these very effective masks, these N95. But obviously now there's a much stronger consensus among these public health groups about the use of these masks. And there's several, and they're numerous, studies that will support their use. We've seen data from the NIH, the National Health Institute, that says that if 95% of us will wear these masks, nearly 33,000 people can be prevented from dying by October the 1st. And so there really is a lot of energy around wearing these masks, and definitely we all need to be wearing them.
How about the thought that all of them masks are equally effective? Is that true?
Not true. Duke University just put out a study several weeks ago that looked at this very issue. As you would expect, the N95s performed the best. Also performing well were those 3-layer cotton masks that many people are making at home, as well as the surgical masks. These are the types of masks here that many people may be wearing that are equally effective. But who didn't perform as well are these, and I actually have one of these here, the types that a lot of the runners are wearing, these sort of fleece masks that offer very little protection, and in some cases may make
Hold
things
it up a
worse.
little higher. I can't see it.
Oh, sure. There,
Okay.
You see that?
Got
Yeah.
it.
So it's just kind of stretches out, it goes over your head. Some people will call it like a buff. But in some cases, this material can really break apart these larger droplets into smaller droplets that can be more readily dispersed in the air. And least effective are these folded bandanas or these knitted net masks that really offer very little protection at all. So those are the ones you want to stay away from if you must.
There's something going around about Legionnaires' disease, that you get it from a mask.
Yeah, not true. Legionnaire may produce very similar symptoms such as fever or cough. It's a very uncommon type of infection that we generally get from either aspirating water that we're drinking or either bringing in water droplets into our airways. It can produce similar symptoms, but it does not get transmitted from person to person, and it does not live on dry surfaces, so you cannot get Legionnaires from a mask that you wear.
Is there a wrong way to wear a mask?
If there's a right way, there's definitely a wrong way to wear a mask. If you're wearing a mask and it's very loose around the face, around the nose, you're allowing droplets to come in. If you're wearing a mask and you are, leaving the nose exposed, you're potentially inhaling these droplets. So that's not the way you want to be wearing these masks. If you're wearing a mask that has the vent or that sort of open filtration system, that's not the one you want to be wearing, because again, you're potentially expelling respiratory droplets into the air for other people to breathe. You don't want to have any gaps in the mask. You don't want to have a gap so that you can talk, or a gap that you can put a straw in to drink. That's kind of defeating the purpose. And so there are definitely wrong ways in which you can wear the mask.
What about the people who are wearing a mask, but they feel like since they have the mask on, they don't need to social distance? Is that a myth?
That is certainly what a lot of people are doing. And I heard one person say this, I think it's a great analogy. Think of masks as being just one part of the toolbox. It's not the only thing that's going to get us where we need to be, but it's a part of the toolkit. But additionally, we still have to socially distance. We still have to practice hand hygiene. So, you still have to remember that even with the mask, there's particles that can still escape, that can then be expelled out into the surrounding areas. So wearing the mask with social distancing, with hand hygiene, and doing all the other things is a better part to have in that total toolkit.
And what about parents who think it's not worth getting a mask for the kids because they're just not going to wear it properly?
Well, many under the age of 2 won't, and that's why the recommendations are, under age of 2, these are not the ages that we need to be forcing the mask on. But some is better than none. And so if you have a younger child that's wearing a mask, but only for shorter periods of time, come up with the plan to wear it when it's most effective for them, when they're around other people, when they're waiting in car line, waiting in line at school. That's the period of time that you're going to get the most benefit from, and certainly wearing the mask when you can't socially distance. But older children, hopefully it's going to be less of an issue. And with all children, they're going to model the behavior that they see. So if you're wearing the mask, if you're showing them different options, I mean, we have a whole bag of sort of different colors and types of masks here in the home, make it a fun activity for them. And certainly maybe that encourages them to keep the mask on.
We appreciate you busting up the myths on masks. Dr. C, thanks.
Yes, thank you.
Coming up on